What is up, dear reacts and reviews? Back again with another video for y'all. Before I get started, make sure I hit that like, subscribe, and comment, whether if y'all do or don't. Today we have Harvard morgue manager accused of selling brain skin on black market body parts, pretty much. This is pretty interesting. I had heard about this and I wanted to cover it because it's just so interesting because I've heard so much about things like this happening before, and I absolutely 100% believe it. I understand that elitists sell well, they buy body parts, they buy, all type of things, baby organs, and uh, I think stem cells come from baby fetuses and stuff like that, if I'm not mistaken. But um, adrenochrome, new hearts, new brains, new eyes, I mean, like it was already in Get Out, you know what I mean? So it's not something that's far-fetched, but I mean, right here, it's proving that it's happening. And then like people pay top notch for, you know, fresh body parts. You know what I'm saying? And it's sickening and it's sad, but that's the world that we live in, especially for people that have a fuck ton of money. So let's get into it.
To a gruesome story out of Massachusetts. The manager of the morgue at Harvard Medical School is accused of stealing human body parts from cadavers and then selling them. And these are cadavers donated for medical research. He now faces federal charges, and News 4's Chris Glorioso is in the newsroom now with new information on this. Chris.
Adam, the federal prosecutor in this case called the alleged harvesting of body parts appalling and said it's even more egregious because so many of the victims volunteered their remains for the advancement of science and medicine.
What do you have to say about these charges?
Former Harvard morgue manager Cedric Lodge silent as reporters ask about the shocking charges. Federal prosecutors say for 5 years, Lodge stole body parts that were donated to Harvard Medical School, but after medical research was done, instead of cremating the human tissue, the morgue manager is accused of stealing body parts, driving them to his home, and selling them.
Don't do that. You don't take somebody's body parts and sell them.
Did you really try and sell human remains on the black market?
Katrina McLean of Salem, Massachusetts, is one of the alleged tissue buyers. Court documents say she purchased dissected human faces for $600 and shipped human skin to a man in Pennsylvania to have the skin tanned. McLean's attorney spoke briefly to reporters.
She's never been in trouble before, and obviously this is very distressful. She just wants to be home with her family.
Charges for trafficking in human body parts, though shocking, are not unheard of. Back in 2008, Michael Mastromarino, a New Jersey doctor, was sent to prison for harvesting body parts from hundreds of cadavers, then selling the tissue to be used in transplant patients. If bodies of the deceased were scheduled for funeral home viewings, Mastromarino would insert PVC pipe to replace the missing bones.
Wow.
What do you have to say about these charges, sir?
Back in New England, some of the family members of deceased individuals who donated their bodies to Harvard Medical School are now learning about the alleged scheme to steal human remains and profit from their sale.
It's like a dream, you know what I mean? It's like not real.
Paula Peltonovich and her sister Darlene Lynch are stunned after their father's body parts were among those allegedly stolen and sold. Their mother's body was also donated, and they want her back.
I don't want them to touch my mom. I mean, can you blame me? I mean, seriously. It's just the whole thing's wrong.
In all, a group of 7 buyers and sellers have been charged in the scheme to sell Harvard Medical School body parts. A statement from Harvard said the allegations are an abhorrent betrayal of the school. By the way, an update on that New Jersey doctor convicted in 2008 for stealing bones and other tissue. He died in custody of brain and bone cancer in 2013. Back to you.
Disturbing allegations. Chris, thank you.
Well, that last guy from New Jersey, yeah, he definitely got what he deserved. Interesting, right? What happens to your body after you leave. I mean, I don't think that your spirit gives a fuck, you know. And the reason why is because I wouldn't really care what happens to my body afterwards. Now, that depends on different circumstances, right? Because as long as, I'm buried or cremated, I'm fine with that, right? Now, or any type of natural disaster or whatever happens to the body. The reason why I'm saying is that like you won't really care is because you can't get back into the body. You know what I mean? The body is destroyed. It can't hold the spirit anymore. So there's just nothing that you can do with that vessel, is what I'm trying to say. Some people are really sensitive about it, you know what I mean, because they still hold on to the physical while they're here. But spiritually, that person is spiritually that spiritually the person that was in that body is the person that was really operating that body. So I don't feel like the body holds as much weight as the being within. Now, I do believe that there are things that can keep your spirit bound, and people can do that who understand uh, the metaphysical uh, e- workings and exercises of practice. There's things that they can keep you bound here by using things on your body, like hair or blood or skin, nails, body parts, organs, whatever. They can keep you here. I do believe that. Now, when you talk about your loved ones being their body parts coming up missing and things being taken out of their body, you want to talk about their skin becoming leather. I mean, all of that is absolutely absurd. And for whomever does that, immediately they need to be thrown into jail. They need to go to hell. They need to be prosecuted, executed, serve maximum time, all that stuff. Go through the whole 9 yards because you're not informing people of what's actually going on. For example, I am subscribed to this woman. I forgot her name. I know I think she works with PragerU. Long story short, she asked the question of, do you think that companies should let you know who they invest their money in, like other companies, or politically, should they be public with their business workings, or do you just want them to just sell you a good product? And majority of the votes were towards just sell me a good product. Well, the problem with that, because of course I picked the opposite. I want to know what you're actually doing because I want to know where my money's actually going. Now, of course, regardless, everybody's got their hand in the cookie jar. You know what I'm saying? It- it- it's hard to really find big corporations doing good means. However, they're out there. It's just hard because they either get bought out or they get compromised. There's a bunch of things that happen. But there's also small family-owned businesses that actually aren't with the get down, right? They don't have their hand in the cookie jar. That's not to say that, if they grow big enough that they won't do that, but if they kept their morale, then that won't happen because, they chose to stay with what's right. However, if you compare that to this, that's the same damn thing. Well, a lot of people say they're donating their body to science, but how do you know what's actually going to happen to the body? You don't actually get to see it, and that's the problem. It's like, do you want to be responsible for solely what happens to your loved ones, or do you want to put it in somebody else's hands in the name of science? Because regardless, when it comes to the government, when it comes to secret societies, there's nothing that money can't buy. And money is the ruler of all evil. Money will make people do crazy things. And you just saw it right here, right? And that's all I got to say. Put your comments down below. Let me know what y'all have to say about it. Would y'all donate y'all organs, or Have you been through this before? Let me know. Anyway, Dear Reacts and Reviews, we are out.